shit off. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight on the show. How's everybody doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? We are here tonight on a freaking Monday to recap all the entire weekend. So let's get this shit started, man. Let's freaking get this puppy going on a fucking Monday, man. Let's cover the NFL, man. Got a bunch of stuff to cover tonight, man. All the injuries, man. So first of all, already breaking news. I don't know if he's hurt or not. But the freaking Colts have decided to make a quarterback switch, and now they're going to be going with Sam Darnold, who I think had one of the best preseasons this year. Former Texas Longhorn quarterback. So Sam Darnold, man, who was a draft pick by the Colts a few years ago, will now be the starting quarterback. He actually jumps over Nick Foles, as I believe he started the season as a third string quarterback. Now he jumps all the way to number one. They're saying that Matt Ryan has a sprained shoulder, but they also say this. Frank Reich on his explanation on his team's quarterback change. Frank Reich. Right now, the move is for Sam to be the starter for the rest of the season. So it's possible. Is this shoulder injury? It's a shoulder sprain for Matt Ryan. It's gonna keep him out for the season. I mean, we still have 2 months of football left. It's crazy. I think they're using this as an excuse to make the change. What's gonna happen with Matt Ryan? Is it possible he's gonna retire now? He's looked terrible so far this season so far in the first 7 games or whatever he's played. Yeah, he might be done, man. Matt Ryan this past week versus the Tennessee Titans could have been the last time we see Matt Ryan in the NFL, at least as a freaking starting quarterback, man. That guy pretty much burned out pretty damn quick, man. So now the Colts go from Matt Ryan to Sam Darnold, and according to Frank Reich, it's for the rest of the season. Jesus Christ, man. This is crazy, man. So the quarterback that banged since Frank Reich, he's only been on the team for 4 or 5 years. Andrew Luck, Jacoby Brissett, Brian Hoyer, Philip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, now Sam Darnold. It's been a quarterback carousel and for Frank Reich and Indianapolis the last 4 or 5 years. All right, let's move over to some more news. Giants tight end Daniel Bellinger suffered a fracture around the eye socket. May require surgery. Coach Brian Dable said Sunday that the rookie's eye didn't look good. Hopefully he can come back, though. Eye injury. Hopefully he can come back for later on in the season, man. And then we have a terrible news, man. The running back from the Jets, Bryce Hall, tore his ACL. He's up for the season, man. The Jets were doing so good. So what they do is they run the football and play defense, man. And Bryce Hall being out for the season is going to really fuck him up, man. Jesus Christ, man. That's a terrible blow for the New York Jets, man. Further testing revealed that Browns tight end David Njoku suffered a high ankle sprain that will not require surgery. Ooh. Yeah, high ankle sprains are tough. So they're saying 2 to 5 weeks. But hopefully Njoku, maybe around the time that Deshaun Watson can come back. Deshaun Watson's supposed to come back in a few months. I think he has 3 more weeks left for Deshaun Watson. So maybe we'll see, man. Pete Carroll tells the Mike Sock and Brock Hart show, whatever the fuck it's called, that DK Metcalf won't need surgery. He got a great report this morning that showed that hurt his patellar. Some said Metcalf is determined to practice Wednesday, but Carroll sounded skeptical of that. Overall, he sounded relieved. All right, so DK Metcalf did get carted off the field last night, and that went over the Chargers. But at least he might even play this week, according to, he said DK Metcalf wants to practice as soon as Wednesday. We'll see, man. Mike Williams and J.C. Jackson were also got injured in that game. J.C. Jackson has been a huge disappointment for the Chargers. Jesus Christ, man. Now he's hurt. Mike Williams is hurt. They just got Keenan Allen back from injury. That team is always hurt. The offensive line is fucked. Lindsey, the freaking center. Slater, the left tackle's out for the year. Gee, drink some milk over there in Los Angeles Chargers franchise. Jesus Christ. Green Bay Packers are a 10-point underdog this week versus the Buffalo Bills. Aaron Rodgers has never been a double-digit underdog in his career. Yeah, I mean, they got smacked again. At the end, they try to come back, but what are they? 3-game losing streak versus the Giants, Commanders, and Jets. Not looking good in Green Bay, man. This is probably the worst season they're having, probably since the final season of Mike McCarthy. It's just been bad over there. They missed Devontae Smith a lot more than I thought. A lot more. Because the thing is, too, Kansas City's still winning. I believe, Kansas City's like 5-2? And these guys are what? They're like fucking 3-4? Yeah, I mean, that's not good either, because the fact that both, they always get compared, right? Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. And they both lost their best receivers this offseason. And one is 5-2 and the other is 3-4. Not a good look for Aaron Rodgers, man. Jesus Christ, man. Mike Boone suffered an ankle injury Sunday, lost to the Jets. Left stadium with a walking boot uninjured. Ankle Broncos had it ready. Max, okay, so that's 49ers. Okay. Running back Marlon Mack flew from San Francisco to Denver last night. He could sign with the 49ers. Okay, they're going to sign the 49ers are going to sign Marlon Mack now that the other running back is hurt. Jesus Christ. Tonight on Monday Night Football, I think Bill Belichick might break the all-time winning record, which he will actually break it from the Bears coach Hollis. So that's kind of a weird thing. He's going to break it versus the Chicago Bears. So yeah, man, I think somebody said that in the last 35 years, the Bears have only beaten the Patriots once. So yeah. All right. Panthers running back Chuba Hubbard did not finish today's 21-3 win over the Tampa Bay to a minor sprain his ankle, but he could have come back in if needed. All right, that's good news. Let's see here. Let's see more stuff. That Russell Wilson, according to Nathaniel Hackett, Russell Wilson is trending in the direction to be able to play next week in London versus the Jaguars. Yeah, well, the freaking Broncos lose again. I think, what are they, like 2-5? They're not looking good either, man. They are not looking good either, man. Are the freaking Broncos. Let's look over the games real quick here tonight on a Monday. So we got the Cardinals beating the Saints on Thursday Night Football 42-34. We got the Bengals beating the Falcons 35-17. I think Joe Burrow, how many yards did he have? He had a great-ass game. 481 yards, 3 touchdowns for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was unbelievable in that game. Completed 34 of 42 passes, man. Joe Burrow was fantastic in that game. 481 yards by frickin' Joe Burrow, man. Jesus Christ. Cowboys 24-6 over the Lions. Man, I think it's time for the Lions, man. They that offense was being very high power the first few weeks, but yesterday, terrible, man. Interceptions, fumbles. It might be time for the Lions to start looking at a different direction at quarterback, man. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for fucking Jared Goff. Pendejo face, man. Titans beat Colts 19-10. Matt Ryan stunked it up, like I said. He's benched. 2 interceptions last night for Matt Ryan. He stunked it up. Commanders beat Packers 23-21. And I had a feeling they were going to look a lot better with Tyler Haneke than Carson Wentz, and that was in fact, I think at one point they freaking had a freaking what was it, 23-14 lead at one point. They played really good last night, man. But at the same time, the Packers led early 14-3. Like, the Packers had a 14-3 lead, and then they went all the way down to 23-14. The freaking Packers gave up on 20 unanswered points at one point. They went from winning 14-3 to losing 23-14. Then the final score was 23-21. Aaron Rodgers, man. No interceptions. but only 194 yards. That is terrible for Aaron Rodgers, man. Terrible. Panthers beat the Buccaneers, man. Only 3 freaking points by Tom Brady in this Buccaneers offense, man. Tom Brady, 0 touchdowns. They don't have a running game. Only 45 yards rushing. Mike Evans, 9 catches, but he could have had a Hail Mary for a touchdown. He freaking dropped it, pendejo face for Mike Evans. I think Byron Leftwich, oh man, he might have to get fired. This is Bruce Arians, man. Maybe he was the fucking one doing all the offense after all. And because they stink. They have no running game. Not a single touchdown last night. They might have to consider rehiring Bruce Arians. I mean, you might as well, man. They have him as a consultant. You might as well, man. Jesus Christ. This offense is terrible right now. Giants come back and beat the Jaguars 23-17, man. The Giants are 6-1. Jesus Christ. Ravens, Burley, that defense, you can't trust it, but they pull it away 23-20. They beat the Browns. Jets beat the Broncos 16-9. Raiders beat the Texans 38-20. I think this is the first time I think the Texans kind of got their butt whooped. Seahawks beat the Chargers 37-20. Geno Smith, man, continues to kill it this year. He's been unbelievable so far this year, Geno Smith. Chiefs beat the fucking 49ers 44-23. Patrick Mahomes, I think same thing as Joe Burrow had a 400 day. Overall, Patrick Mahomes threw for 423 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have an interception, man. Juju Smith-Schuster, man, 7 catches, 124 yards, 1 touchdown. Travis Kelce, 6 catches, 98 yards. But yeah, man, trying to figure out that freaking running game. You know, they got Isaiah Pacheco is getting more touches. Obviously, you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They're trying to figure out the damn running game. But man, you don't need too much of a running game when your freaking quarterback throws for 423 yards and 3 touchdowns. The thing about this game too, that is at one point they were down 10-0, the fucking Chiefs. And they came all the way back and whooped them, 44-23. Jimmy Garoppolo, man, too many unnecessary sacks, man. At one point, he freaking got a safety. There was an all-out blitz coming right in his face, and he still didn't see it. It was right in his freaking face. He has terrible awareness in the pocket of like trying to avoid sacks. He just stands there and gets sacks, man. I don't know, man. Ugh. And then that night, the Dolphins beat the Steelers 16-10. At one point, it was 13-0. I thought I was going to get an ass whooping, but the Steelers tried to make it a game there. At the end, man, they were driving on the field for a touchdown, and then they got intercepted in the red zone. Dolphins are probably good enough to make the playoffs this year, but I don't know. They're definitely not going to... You run into the Bengals or the Chiefs or the Bills, they're in trouble. Even the Ravens. They beat the Ravens this year already, but they had to come down. They were down 20, 25 points. I don't know. I don't think that they're definitely not better than the Bills and the Chiefs and the freaking Bengals. But yeah, man. All right, let's talk a little bit of let's talk some MLB. The freaking World Series is set for Friday. Phillies and Astros, man. Jesus Christ, man. What a fucking NLCS and ALCS, man. The freaking Astros sweeping the fucking Yankees. I'm surprised Aaron Boone is not fired. I thought for sure he was going to be fired as early as this morning. He is not fired, man. Jesus Christ. Wow, man. Terrible, man. I think last night was actually the best offensive game they had, man. 5 runs. But yeah, I think outside of that, I think they struck out 41 times in the first 3 games. It was just flat out terrible, man. I think they got to get a little bit lucky yesterday because it was raining, it was cold, it was windy, and that fucked up the Astros pitcher, Lance McCullers. But yeah, horrendous, man. Now, I do think they're going to get Aaron Judge back, but I would fire Aaron Boone, man. I would consider trading Josh Danielson, Stanton. They have too many home run hitters, man. Home run hitters, They either strike out too much. They're going to strike out a lot. Like, even if they hit home runs, man, they got to get more line drive hitters that can make contact. Jesus Christ, man. Phillies, man, 4-3. They have an offensive juggernaut, man, with freaking just alone freaking Rhys Hopkins, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper. Yesterday, same thing, man. They were down, and at the end there, Bryce Harper comes back and hits the freaking home run in the 8th inning, man. Freaking everybody pissed off at Bob Melvin for not putting in the closer, Josh Hader, in the 8th inning. But yeah, man, what a serious, man. I think the freaking Phillies, man. Freaking Phillies, they, in every game, they scored at least 4 runs, right? In every freaking game. Well, no, the first game only 2 runs. Okay, and then in the second game 5 runs. Okay, 4. Okay, so okay, not. I thought they scored more. No, outside of game 4, they only. Okay, I don't know why I thought they scored more runs. They scored. Okay, never mind. I thought they scored like 5 runs in every game for some reason, but no. Actually, in game 1 they only scored 2 runs. In game 2 they scored 5. Game 3, 4. Game 4 was the one they went crazy with 10, and then last night 4. Okay, so maybe that offense is not as crazy as I thought. I thought that offense was, because I think that's going to be the key. The Astros pitching versus the Astros offense. I beg your pardon, versus the Phillies offense. Now the advantage I think Philadelphia's going to have. They get out there in Philadelphia late in October into November, and that cold weather can be in effect just like it was last night. You saw last night, Lance McCullers, I think the weather fucked them up. So that might be their advantage. Can they steal maybe 1 game in Houston and then maybe win at least 2, if not all 3 over there in Philadelphia? But that might be their advantage, man, taking advantage of that freaking cold weather, man. But yeah, man, fun World Series. It doesn't start until Friday, man. We're going to be without baseball for 5 days, man. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Oh, wow, man. We're going to have a lot of time to think about it. Pendejo face. I'm not making predictions. I stink. But for those of you that make predictions, you guys have about 5 days to think about this. You better get it right, man. Otherwise, you're going to have Pendejo of the face. Anyways, let's look at some college football on this Monday, shall we? We shall. Okay, man. Ass whoopings all over the damn place. Am I watching NCAA basketball or NCAA football? Jesus Christ. Ohio State beats Iowa 54-10. Jesus Christ. Tennessee beats UT Martin 65-24. Tennessee, they put 52 up last week versus Alabama. They are a juggernaut offense with that offense, man. That quarterback, man. Freaking that quarterback they have, Hendon Hooker. Ooh, man. He is unbelievable, man. Clemson barely survives Syracuse 27-21. Cincinnati beats SMU 29-27. LSU upsets Ole Miss 45-20. Perhaps Brian Kelly getting things going over there in LSU. And Oregon, not even close, man. Beats everybody. This was supposed to be the game of the day, man. Oregon versus UCLA. Freaking Oregon just spanks them 45-30. Oklahoma State survives Texas 41-34. Texans can put up points, man, especially now with that quarterback they got. What's his face? Quinn Ewers. They just don't have the defense, man. Wake Forest beats Boston College 43-15. Tulane beats Memphis 38-28. Alabama gets a huge payback, man. They beat Mississippi State 36. They get back on the winning column. Penn State beats Minnesota 45-17. And TCU beats Kansas State 38-28. TCU, that's another team. Those are probably the two of the surprise teams right now. TCU and Tennessee, man. The way they're freaking playing, man. Let's look at the rankings, man. Georgia's at number 1. Ohio State is number 2. Tennessee's number 3. Michigan's number 4. Clemson is number 5. Alabama's number 6. Tennessee's number 7. Oregon's number 8. Oklahoma State is number 9, and USC is number 10. That rounds up the top 10 in college football. Jesus Christ, man. All right, man. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit of the National Basketball Association. Let's talk a little bit of the National Basketball Association, man. On this freaking Monday, man. Let's see here, man. The San Antonio Spurs will sign free agent Charles Bassey to a 2-way contract. Nice. Pelicans say Zion Williamson has been diagnosed with a pointer hip contusion. He misfinished. Oh, come on, Zion. Are you freaking kidding me? This better be a day today shit, man. I think they play. Who did they play this week? I was gonna watch the game, and now I don't know. I still might want to watch Brendan Ingram and CJ McCollum, but come on, Zion. Jesus Christ, man. Miami's Nikola Jokic has also been suspended 1 game for leaving the bench area during the altercation. NBA fined Toronto rookie center Christian Kolko $115,000. Jesus Christ, we got a damn fight. Sal Martin has been suspended for 1 game. So we had a little fight over the weekend, I guess, between the Raptors and the Heat. Jesus Christ. Lakers, I guess they're not naming anybody, but they are working out veterans. What, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard? Jesus Christ, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Are you freaking kidding me, Lakers? They stink. 0-3. Alright. Basketball, do we really want to look at it's too early, right? For the scores. The Lakers lost again last night, man. They're 0-3. I don't know what the hell's going to happen with this team. Looney Walker has been nice, but let's, standings, whatever. Boston is 3-0. Milwaukee's 2-0. And Utah's 3-0. Jesus Christ. Portland's 3-0. So 4 undefeated teams left. Like I said, Pendejo face. The Lakers are... So the Rockets, Thunder, Kings, Lakers all have not won a game. The Philadelphia Sixers have not won a game. Neither have the Magic. Wow, that's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable, man. That the Lakers and Sixers have not won a game yet. That is freaking crazy to me. Jesus Christ. All right, let's talk a little bit about wrestling now. Let's go to wrestling now on this freaking Monday before we call it a night, man. So let's go Monday. Let's go. So they're saying that at Rampage, Pamela B. Ford, who just came back after being out most of the year, after getting hurt last year at the end in December, apparently is hurt once again. Jesus Christ, Pamela B. Ford is hurt again. Jesus Christ. And apparently there's a working relationship perhaps between GCW and WWE. Apparently GCW told their social media department to promote Monday Night Raw this past week. So pretty damn interesting, man. I'm not sure what even that stands for. General Champion Wrestling. I don't even know what the fuck GCW stands for. But apparently they were promoting WWE shit over the weekend. Monday Night Raw. Who knows? Let's see. We gotta review SmackDown. That's another thing. Jesus Christ. Alright. Let's go down here. So The Rock, man, I guess he's talked to Nick Khan about possibly buying stock and becoming like a shareholder for the WWE. Pretty damn interesting. We'll see if that ever happens. The Miz is hurt. He's got like a Berta sac and keeps exploding. I think it's like a staph infection. So that's why he hasn't wrestled. He was supposed to wrestle Dexter Lumis, and instead, they did the whole shit where he slipped and he hurt his knee, and then he attacked him with a chair. Apparently, he's legit hurt. He's got like a Berta sac, and it keeps exploding and bleeding. I think it's like a fucking like a staph infection, and that's why he hasn't wrestled in a while. Triple H talking about the White Rabbit. He said, "Yeah, man. When we heard Bray Wyatt was gonna come in, we found we wanted to find a very creative way to bring him back, and get our fans excited and them to tune in to the shows and shit." So yeah, man, they used it as a strategy to get more ratings, man. People kept tuning into the shows to get more codes. I think people are still watching, man. People. Is it a group of 6 people, or is it Bray Wyatt's 6 different personalities, man? I think people are still trying to tune in, man. MJF on Twitter fucking told a fan to jump off a bridge. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Remember the Singh brothers? They used to be the tag team that would always help Jinder Mahal in 2017 when he was WWE champion. Apparently, I think they made an appearance on Evolution, which is like a show where a bunch of guys can get tryouts for AEW. But apparently they also said that they might be willing to go back to WWE. I don't know about them. Chris Jericho and CM Punk, a lot of people are saying, they nobody talks about this a lot, but they're the only guys to be Ring of Honor World Champions, WWE Champion, and AEW Champion. No one else has done it. Now Chris Jericho, he's also been WCW Champion and New Japan Champion. Chris Jericho has been champion in every promotion except TNA. That's crazy, man. Shawn Michaels pretty much said, NXT, I don't want it to be, like Triple H or my NXT. I want it to be the fans' NXT. This is the new era of NXT. Jim Ross talking about retirement. He says, I think he said he had a year left in his contract. And he said, I don't know what the plan is. I would like to think Tony Khan wants me back. That I have to think about it. It might be time for me to retire. I'm getting up there in age. So Jim Ross, I think right now he's doing Rampage with Chris Jericho and Excalibur, and they have Dynamites being done by Taz and Tony Schiavone and Excalibur, but I'm not sure. Becky Lynch officially spotted without the arm brace in her arm, so maybe that's a good sign. Becky Lynch could be coming back soon. Hopefully that's a good sign. Becky Lynch could be coming back soon. But yeah, man, hopefully, man. I think we could really use her in that women's division. CM Punk, now it's being negotiated, his release. But apparently they want to put a clause in there that he can jump ship to WWE. I guess they're trying to put a lifelong no complete clause, which means he can't go to any promotion. But apparently WWE Triple H is being advised by his team not to bring him in. So WWE might not even be interesting. But Tony Khan is still trying to put in a lifelong no complete clause for CM Punk, so he can wrestle not only in WWE but ever again, I guess. So we'll see how that shit goes. But apparently they're working on CM Punk's release from AEW. Jesus Christ, man. Sasha Banks, man, she's teasing now a New Japan, New Japan going over there. Over the weekend, a fan made remember Kairi? She used to be in a tag team with Asuka. Now she's in New Japan, and over the weekend, a fan made a poster, like a Photoshop of a match between Sasha Banks and Kairi in New Japan, and Sasha Banks, I think, retweeted it. So people are saying I think she's right now in Spain training with a wrestling company over there in Spain. So Sasha Banks didn't want to get international. We'll see, man. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa apparently don't like each other at all. Britt Baker said on an interview that Thunder Rosa is known for sandbagging her opponents, which means when you're trying to body slam her, she doesn't help you jump and maybe try to make the lifting to body slam easier. A lot of people have said, is that back injury even true? Is she just doing that because she knows she's going to come back and have to lose her AEW Women's Champion to probably Toni Storm, as she is the interim Women's Champion right now? So yeah, man, a lot of heat, especially from Britt Baker on Thunder Rosa, man. On freaking Thunder Rosa, man. Jesus Christ, man. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do SmackDown SmackDown recap, and then we'll call it a night on a freaking Where do I keep getting these fucking Alright, SmackDown recap on a frickin' Friday. And then we'll call it a night on a frickin' Monday. Alright, man. SmackDown kicks off with the frickin' Brawling Brutes, man. We get frickin' first match of the night, man. We get Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa. Pretty good match, man. But at the end, man, freaking the Bloodline. They first of all they put the Brawling Brutes, Rich Holland and Butch. They bury them on the announce table, and then after the match, Solo Sikoa wins the match. But after the match, man, they beat the shit out of Sheamus. They put his arm on the steel steps, and then they sandwich it. They hit him like 3 or 5 times with a freaking steel chair. They're saying Sheamus has a broken arm. Maybe Sheamus is gonna go off and do a movie. But yeah, man. Apparently Sheamus is gonna be out of WWE for a while. Maybe he's gonna come back. Maybe they don't even have pay-per-views until they have 2 pay-per-views left. Is it possible maybe he comes back late in November and challenges Roman Reigns at to try to get payback at Survivor Series? I don't know. Because they don't even have pay-per-views anymore. Or maybe it'll be at Royal Rumble, and that's a Royal Rumble main event. Sheamus trying to get payback and facing Roman Reigns. I don't know. We'll see what they do with this, man. But pretty interesting. It looks like they're taking Sheamus out of action for at least a while. Let's see here. Then we got a freaking Bray Wyatt, man, does his promo backstage, man. Jesus Christ, man. He pretty much said, "I'm just a servant now. I go where the circle takes me." A very interesting. So I think he said, "I'm gonna do really bad things, and I'm not gonna be ashamed of them." Jesus Christ, man. And then we have a backstage segment with the Bloodline right after, and they're celebrating, beating the shit out of Sheamus and Solo Sikoa winning. And then Sami's like, "Okay, boys, we're out of here. Let's get out of here." And then Jay is like, "No, dude, now we gotta wait for Logan Paul to get in. We gotta beat the shit out of him." And Sami's like, "No, dude, we were told by Roman not to touch Logan Paul tonight." And he's like, "Well, we'll see, Sami, because I'm a fucking hothead." So, that led up to obviously something in the night. Next we get Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville. Liv Morgan, it looks like she's acting a lot more dark side now, a lot more like fucking badass. Obviously she wins. She beat the shit out of fucking Sonya, man. She fucking put a bunch of chairs in the freaking ring, and then she suplexed her off the top rope. And then she was also hurt because she landed on the freaking chairs as well. But then she was laughing, like almost like enjoying the pain. So pretty damn good, I guess. And then we get a fucking, I guess it's official now, Braun Strowman versus Almas at fucking Castle Crown, or Crown Jewel, whatever. They show the height difference between Almas and Braun Strowman. Almas is a lot taller, so they're making Strowman the underdog, which I think that means that Strowman's gonna win. Almas pushes Strowman, and to the point where Strowman falls through the second rope outside the ring, and then they just walk away. So yeah, they're trying to paint Strowman as the underdog. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see here. Backstage, we get an interview with Drew McIntyre where he challenges Karrion Kross to a steel cage match at Crown Jewel. So that'll be good. It's so Scarlett can get involved. So we'll see. So Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a steel cage match. All right. Then we get Damage Control versus Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi. It was actually for the tag team champions. It was a kind of a good match, man. Obviously, at the end, Damage Control wins and retains their championships. And then we get fucking Ronda Rousey officially turning heel backstage in an interview. On a fucking interview, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? She says, "I didn't come back for them. I don't win for the fans." So yeah, officially turning heel backstage. And then we got another Bray Wyatt kind of like a video, but this time it was more for like that one guy, Uncle Howdy, and it doesn't sound like his voice. It sounds like it's a different person. So a lot of people are figuring out, is that even Bray Wyatt? That might be somebody else. Who knows, man? Jesus Christ. And then we get Rey Mysterio versus Luke Kaiser. Obviously Mysterio. I don't know if it's gonna be a crown jewel. He's the number one contender for Gunther's Intercontinental Champion. So it was a good match. At the end there, Rey Mysterio wins. Obviously, you got to make him look strong for the Luke Kaiser shit. And then Logan Paul comes out. You know, he does a promo. Probably one of the best promos. You can tell they scripted for him finally. But you know, he pretty much, you know, a lot of people didn't like it because he made fun of the Bloodline, saying Sami Zayn looked funny. You saw, you know, he talked about the Usos, how they're pretty much two people, but they're only one person. And then he said, Solo Sikoa, why you call yourself solo? You're always with a group. You know, a lot of people thought it was kind of corny. Then freaking Sami Zayn Jay comes out and he attacks him from behind, starts beating the shit out of him, super kicks him and shit. And Sami Zayn then comes out and is like, dude, we gotta get out of here. We were told by Roman Reigns not to do this, not to touch him. And then Sami's like, fuck you, I'm still gonna beat him up. And then he turns around and Logan Paul just freaking right hands him, knocks him out. You know, I was wondering when they were gonna fucking bring his boxing background into effect, and this was the show where they did it. It's just with a freaking single right hand, he knocks out Jey Uso, and that's pretty much the end of the show, man. Sami Zayn like a pendejo, like in shocked, and Logan Paul just pretty much walking out of the ring as Jey Uso's laying in the ring on his back, knocked out. I mean, you might as well do that for the kid, man. You might as well use his boxing background. You might as well have him beat that his finisher. Just like the Big Show had that right hand, same thing, man. You might as well, just like Brock Lesnar uses the Kimura, which is a UFC submission. You might as well, man. I think you still got a lot of work to do with Logan Paul. I think you got to turn him heel and you got to make him be a character. I'm not sure if him just being himself works. I think it's kind of corny. I'm a freaking social influencer. I don't know. I just think it doesn't work in the world of wrestling. I turn him heel and I make him like an asshole like MJF or The Miz. That's what I would do if I was WWE. And you have him play more of a character. Because the thing about Logan Paul, he has a lot of money. Like, he's a millionaire, right? So you have him be an asshole, rich millionaire heel. That's a JBL, Miz, and MJF, some shit like that. That's it. I think that, and you know, maybe his promos can be a little bit more scripted. So I think, you know, you would think that doing all the podcasting and YouTube, he would have, but he doesn't. I don't know. The microphone doesn't work so much for him. But I think it's because he's trying to be himself, and in the world of wrestling, it's really a social influencer. Like, what the fuck? So I think if you can turn him heel and make him be more of a character, I think it would be better for him. Like I said, you have the boxing background. I like they finally used the boxing background. Now, I think you gotta use the fact too that, hey, this guy's a millionaire, man. He made about what, $10 million a year on YouTube. Now, you know, he's got his podcast, all the sponsors. Obviously made a bunch of shit money from boxing. He's probably now making money and real money in WWE as well. Like, it's the boxing. He also has a shit ton of money from the social media world. So you might as well do it. Turn him heel and be a fucking asshole millionaire. Anyways, until next time, I'm all like a light. Thank you.